Rock it like he's stolen. Rock it like he's stolen.
Hey ho everyone, morning, there we go. Sorry I missed Monday, Tuesday. It was not planned. It was just a bit of a hectic weekend and doing Ludum Dare, and yeah, back to it. I was actually potentially going to use yesterday's morning stream originally, but then it was going to be today's morning stream to go through the Ludum Dare game and talk about it and such. And I realized that's not actually what I'm doing with these morning streams. With these morning streams, I'm trying to be productive. I'm trying to continue on with whatever I'm working on and make progress. Because the goal isn't putting out these videos. The goal isn't doing these morning streams. The goal is to use these morning streams to ensure 1 hour a day I am doing something productive on my projects, and a retrospective on the weekend would not have been a productive use. I will potentially make that video for Ludum Dare, but it won't be one of these morning streams, because these morning streams are about moving forward, about doing that little bit of work each day. Now, as you can see, I'm working in Grammarly. I've got about 5,000 words. The exact count is here, 4,300. I'm probably going to bulk it out a little bit. There's a few scenes I want to expand on. A lot of this at the moment is just an edit pass for readability first, though. Now, I could show you this view. I could show you the words as I'm working on them, but I don't think that's actually going to be the best way to do this, because I think if I do that, it's going to be a little bit spoilery if you do actually want to read it. And yeah, I don't think I'll feel super comfortable seeing the exact words. So you can see my hands as I type in our work. You can see my face, and we can go through it. And you may hear me mutter away as I go through the various bits and try figure it all out. So yeah, see how we go with that. So yeah, one thing I have found with Grammarly is I prefer to go through its suggestions by category one at a time, because Grammarly can be a bit over the top with some editing styles, especially on creative writing. And like, I have one character who talks with a very colloquial fashion, and it's trying to erase a lot of her colloquialisms, which is fair. They're totally incorrect grammar, and they're not there. But it's not what I actually want in this. It's really annoying, because it's like the only option is to get Grammarly to not do stuff in quotes, and I'm like, no, I want you to check stuff in quotes because I want to confirm that colloquialism or that thing is the way I intended it, and not just you know, not just a typo or whatever. But yeah. It is tough. I don't know how much gotta be no bother. I don't know how much writing and editing I'll do on stream, because unlike the cross stitch, it is quite difficult to remain engaged with stream while in my head going over words. Yeah, it's much harder reading words and editing words while actually speaking. It's one of the tougher things. But this is the thing I need to work on this morning. This is the thing I need to make progress on, and as I say, I'd prefer for this to be a record of progress than to be a masturbatory exercise. I think that's one of the tough things why, because I do want to talk about the Lunam Dare stuff, and I do want to go over the game stuff and whatnot, but as I say, that is reflective, not progressive. Morning, Dougal. How you doing? She gaped out staring. She gaped. Finding herself loose jawed in realization. She looked up again at the orc's face, gaping. She stared at the grinning warrior. This was tosspot. No, tosspot is too nice, too colloquial. This was the knuckle dragging idiot with the duffel bag and crossbox this morning, who had almost run over her. Did she confront him or knuckle dragging? Is knuckle dragging a hyphen? Do you know what? I'm not bothered by it. It doesn't break style, so I'm just going to go with it. She glared. She wouldn't have stared. She glared. Because he realizes that she's doing the thing. Realization. Out. Calling them out. Finding herself loose-jawed in realization, she looked up. Yes, that's right. Peaking at a drama, Twitch had a big data leak an hour ago. No kidding. No kidding. Twitch data? Twitch data leak. I mean, my password's unique to Twitch, so no bar is there. Steam keys have been disconnected, so again, no worry there. I'm two-factor authentication, no worries. Oh no, that's from 2015. Where's the data leak? Where is the data leak? Sorry, normally I wouldn't derail like this. It's just data leaks on. Not seen a data leak. Nothing on. Oh, you know what it'll be? It'll be on live stream fail. Do you have a link? Not seen a data leak. Do you have a link, so? Oh, okay. Let us check, because if there's one place I know this is going to be discussed, it'll be on the. Oh God. Looks like Twitch internal information like partner payout amounts. Oh wow. 125 gig torrent. Commit history going back to its early beginnings, various SDKs, internal AWS services. Oh, I just noticed it's labeled part 1. Oh. Oh my word. No, that's unnecessary. I'm in a Discord that is 100% on top of it, and I'm just reading. There are spreadsheets. Oh, excuse. Oh gosh, that is someone's gonna have a bad day. What's the time in the West Coast at the moment? It's not a good time at the moment. Oh. Oh my word. Someone's not gonna have a good day. Wide wrapping around. Someone's not gonna have a good day. It's funny, my one of my friends who's quite senior in Facebook runs part of the service and stuff. I didn't even want to talk to him earlier this week because I know you're going to be stressed out, mate, and stuff. Turns out he was on leave this week. I'm just like, good for you. Good for you. Wide wrapping around the arch and ankle, leaving the toe and heel bare. Yeah, that's right, bare. Similar to a soft leather boot. Or remind me, what does a moccasin look like? Moccasins. It's not a moccasin that I'm after. No, it's not a moccasin. Native American shoes. Traditional. No. I can't remember where I got inspired by the style. I got inspired by the style from something. I really should have a better ref board and keep better track of that stuff. Yeah, it was a very convenient week for him. Similar to a soft leather boot. similar, or a fancy metamaterial. Similar to a soft leather boot or a fancy metamaterial parkour slipper, but bare in the front and heel. Letting the toes grip. Letting the toes grip and heel feel. Off the ground. The goal was clearly so the foot made contact with the ground. With the terrain, make contact with the terrain without the sole barrier between skin and turf. The goal was clear. Contact with the terrain. Direct contact with the terrain. And foot pads. Orcs, at least the tribal sword must have what's that? Orcs she wondered what they did about cut glass. She wondered what they did about cut glass, and I need something on the ground. It's going to be an obstruction, but not a... She wondered what they did about cut glass, and I wonder what they did about broken bottles. And discarded needles. Toughed it out. Or were their feet already that tough? Okay, yeah. You remember me. His voice was musical, with a beating rhythm. Like each like every other syllable seeking in a drum beat or harmonic rhythm. Nothing like the crude patois she heard from. Nothing like the crude patois she heard from City Brutes. More akin to more akin to a stage performer than Bruno and his hook. Harmonic rhythm. Wait, is patois a word? I thought patois was a word. Oh, it's Jamaican patois is what I'm thinking of. That's probably offensive. Nothing like the crude. Street patter. Yeah, street patter. There we go. You remember me. You remember me, little one. You have been slow of feet and without your light. You have been slow with feet. You were slow of feet this morning, and without the light step. The light step I expected from a dancer. I need to get that right. If you worked at Twitch, would you be calling out tomorrow? No. You go in when these crisis things happen. Also, when you have a certain level of seniority and when you get paid a certain level of paycheck, then you don't really have office hours. If shit happens, you get on the clock. That's just how it is. That is just how it is. I mean, again, it depends on the kind of job you have, but certain jobs, yes. You remember me, little one? Question mark. You were slow of feet this morning, and without the light step I expected from a dancer. You were slow of feet. You were slow of feet. This morn. You were slow of feet this morn. I don't like it. You remember me, little one? I expected a dancer's grace and light step. I expected a dancer's grace and light step from thee. You were slow of feet this morn. Yeah, the sunrise found your feet slow and against unstuck in the flow of humanity this morning. I apologize. rudeness. I must admit to being something of a cloud head myself. This AM, the fan. This daybreak. Haha. There we go. You remember me, little one? I expected a dancer's grace and light step from thee. The sunrise found your feet slow and stuck in the flow of humanity this morning. I apologize for my rudeness. I must admit to be something of a cloudhead myself this daybreak. His voice was musical, with a beating rhythm, like every other syllable was seeking a drum beat or harmonic cadence. Nothing like the crude street patter she had heard from city brutes, more akin city brutes like her friend Bruno. It was more akin to a stage performer or bard. Huh? I know you? Perhaps not, but perhaps not. But I recognize the delicate form and sharp features. And not just from our bump this morning, though I did not think of it till after our cross paths briefly in the flow of souls in and out of this dispatch. Weary, she glanced aside, wishing she had her weapons. Or just company. Crude brutes she could deal with, and slimy rats with silver tongues. But never before had she dealt with a bruiser who danced, who let words dance, as a street, as a street boy aiming for your pocket. Aiming for Gunther was still loudly discussing matters behind her. She must be safe, she asked cautiously. Where do you know me from? Why you dancing, of course. I thought that was clear. Maybe a week ago, Queenies. Why are you dancing? I thought that was clear in my speech. Maybe a week turned back at the the night haunt. Called Queenies. God, writing this guy is like writing a thesaurus. Never expected a... Never expected a dancing girl. Equipped for war. On the wall. Something I know from one of my creed. Silly I know from one of my creed. But perhaps I should say I never expected a dancing warrior from a human. Silly I know from one of my creed. From one of my line. Mayhaps I should say, from one of my line. Silly I know from one of my line. No, don't correct that. That is correct. Mayhaps I should say I never expected a dancing warrior from a human girl. Are you hoping to dance with nightmare horrors, little lady? Dance with the nightmare horrors. Little lady? You must be mistaken. I don't dance. My name's Pickle. Now conjunctive. I paid my stake. She defiantly flashed the medal on her wrist. Yeah. Oh no, it's fair. It's a funny ass story. The other thing is it's tough with this stuff because you don't want to over speculate too much with these things. And raised in a calming gesture, the imposing figure said in his soft that's not how you spell that. Spell check's not going. Timbre. His soft, what is a deep tone? It's, deep tone. Similar deep tone. Booming. His soft booming tones. I meant no offense. Easy warrior. I meant no offense. I'm usually good at telling humans apart. I'm usually good at telling the soft features of humans apart. In this case, I beg you forgive the eyes of one long worn down by candlelight and night wash awash in the lathe waters of entertainment, this hamlet. In this case, I beg you forgive the eyes of one long worn down by candlelight and night watch, awash in lithe waters of entertainment. This small hamlet offers to such as us who wish to dangle our fates on the edge. I was with friends in fine spirits, mourning the passing of a brave soul. Allow me to introduce myself. Taking a slow bow, he placed his sun-blazoned right hand over the middle of his chest with his left arm outstretched to the sky, outstretched, with his left arm pulled back and outstretched to the sky. The bow almost completely folded him at 90 degrees before straightening, and the left arm before straightening back up to his impressive 7 foot height. His left arm coming to rest in the small of his back. With his right fist still center over his with his right fist still center between his two hearts in a formal pose. She had seen vids, but never before the formal. She had seen vids of it, but she'd seen vids of it, but never witnessed a formal to pull her in real life, let alone being the honored recipient. His voice rolled out in a formal His voice rolled out in a formal march. I welcome you, sister, with my blood. I am Kashek Patoresh of Karas, bonded to Gunther's guns. I welcome your drum. I welcome you, sister. I welcome you, sister, with my blood. I welcome you, sister, with my blood. Yeah, there we go. One word. Just don't put a comma there. Shut up, Grammarly. You don't get the cadence of speech. I welcome you, sister, with my blood. I am Kashek, comma. No. I am Slave Actual. I am Kashek Patoresh of Karas. Bonded to Gunther's guns. I welcome your drum. There we go. Yip. Unsure how to respond to the fancy greetings out of place in the rough street slang or slick China night talk. which she was fluent. Aggression, slang or sarcasm all seemed poorly suited. All seemed useless, yeah. Aggression, slang, or sarcasm all seemed useless here. She reached for her most respectful voice, used for honoured guests. At Queen's. Your attention shames my humble presence. Yeah. Your attention shames my humble presence, so. Her tongue twisted. On the next line, realizing she may have sunk her previous denials. Yeah, no, go away. Thanks, I guess. Scraps mentioned you needed help to move stuff? Oh, yes. Delightful. What's her name again? What's Scraps? Ah, yes, delightful Samantha, always practical. It's always practical in her concerns. For now, let's forthwith. Let us transport the need the fanciest word possible for cargo. Let us transport the freight from platform to the boards of the train. We can stack and organize as we go. Load must be secure. The load must be secured and fastened. I'm not afraid to ask. We're not afraid to ask for help. From the platform up to the boards of the train, fastened. He pointed to several small boxes and tarps as they organized their efforts. She saw most of the supplies. Were perishable. Foodstuffs and some medical supplies and the like. Some chemical rounds and other munitions. There seemed to be less ammo than the one. Less ammo than she saw on most platforms. Also lacking was a grav trolley. Or simple lifter. Normally the helpful tools would have made. Also lacking from their platform was a grav trolley or simple lifter. Normally the helpful tools would have made moving the heavy objects a breeze. Instead, there was a crude mechanical. It was a crude mechanical loading crane for the heavier objects when the car was too occupied. Thankfully electric. It made the work light and fast. Though in truth, car could lift most things, and much of her time was spent lashing and stacking. Thankfully it was electric. It made the work light and fast, though in truth car could lift most things. And much of her time was specialised in stacking. Yeah, I've totally forgot I hadn't put a reference in there to grav trolleys, and I need to mention them because they're like not going to be a thing that they be using, but they're a thing in the world. Like they're a point of reference, the character would be like, why the fuck aren't they using grav gel? Most of the cargo did make sense. It was guarded many barrels, flasks, and trains. How would they fight the nightmares of the wilderness? Surely they would need bullets, explosive munitions, or plasma power cannons. These questions and more ran through my mind. She found herself moving to an invisible beat as they hefted commands and grunts became a baseline beat with hands slapping and crates clanking on the counter. Heard car not singing under his breath. Humming a clear. She even heard Carr humming a clear melody under his breath as he worked. There were many large metal drums Not the sort. Not drums. What's the better word? I need a word for. I mean, it's called a drum, but it's not going to be the right term. Okay, new paragraph. There were many large metal drums wrapped in cloth and padding. Rather squat short cylinders. Squat short cylinders, about an arm across, about an arm length, across. About an arm length across and a hand's width deep. It's strange to see something so extremely heavy and weight. It was strange to see something so extremely heavy and sturdy in construction be treated like fragile glass. Carl gave extra attention and care. Arm's length, about an arm's length across. Commands and grunts became a baseline beat with hand slapping and crates clanking on the counter beat. Finally, as it began to tarpaulin. How do you spell tarpaulin? Tarpaulin. There we go. No, that's not how you spell it. Oh, there we go. That's how you spell it. I don't know what I do without spell checks. With a tarpaulin thrown across the load to keep the wind off. They secured the wrap with tight bands of what do you call it? Wouldn't be cotton. It would be I'm just gonna say with tight flat bands. Wrenched. wrenched, with tight flat bands. What do you call that mechanism with tight flat bands? Cranked. Cranked tight. The argument between Gunther and the Strange Man. Cranked tight. Oh god, I just totally lost my place. There it is. But neither seemed too happy. She would wager from the smungering the suited stranger had gotten the better half of it. Got this circled, inspecting. They paid careful attention to the canisters and drums. Gunther seemed, if not happy, at least satisfied with the job. He gave Carr a small smile before approaching him and thumping the center of his hoard. His right hand. Reaching up to hug the tall orc. In the happiest voice Pickle had heard him use, he greeted. Heard him use so far. He greeted. He greeted the orc. Brother Carr, good to see you. Apologies, I couldn't greet you properly earlier. Ink will run dry. There are still words on my quill. There are still words on my quill, but I heard from our embattled brethren you were short-handed. This rotation. I thought an early season to my liking. Glad to hear it. Scraps, off to get the new girl garments, I believe. Though she should be back by now. Ah, bloody hell. Minutes left. Give me a hand with the drive. Sure, Captain. Oh, it would be an honor to speed our journey on steel wings and fury. There we go. Spell check fixing the word acknowledge for me. You know what's actually really bad is when spell check tries to fix like emotes and stuff or things like that. One of the best things I ever did, it was a trick I learned years ago, is, you know, in the autocorrect of your keyboard, I basically have my email or my emails as like 3-letter, like I do like C at F, and then it autocorrects to my full email address and things like that. I love using little things like that because taken back by this change, but feeling thoroughly ignored and useless. She offered up her help. Can I do anything, sir? You know, spin around, so engineering know-how girl. I'll have engineering girl. Got this. Reply was brisk and without humor. No, sir. Then stay out of the way. Okay, cool. The two belly figures I don't need to read this all out because it's mostly fine. It's just one of them. It's one face. It's one side, facing them clearly, clearly showing, clearly showing only a quarter hour before they need to be clear of. Clearly showing them only a quarter hour standard before they needed to be clear of the platform. A small quiet voice came from the left. Came from below. She leant on the railing. Was bustling around, pushing trolleys and the like. She leant on the railing, looking out across the next platform. A busy squad with bustling, pushing trolleys and the like. A hand, please. A small, quiet voice came from below. Looking over the railing, she saw the small cloak. Cloak-like man holding up a small travel suitcase on wheels. With tiny wheels. She had been. How are we doing for time, folks? Oh god, it's hot past. Crap. Need to get shit done. But hey, I got an hour in, and again, I encourage anyone who drops by the stream or watches the VODs to please just, comment in chat or comment below that you are working on something and just spend that little hour today. Find that time, make that time, the time you'd normally use to watch a YouTube video, while you're watching me, while you're, maybe contemplating doing something, find that time in your day. There's 24 hours in a day. You can carve out one and just make a little bit of progress on whatever it is you want to make progress on. And don't use that hour to plan. Don't use that hour to consider. Use that hour to do, because you can steal small snippet at a time through the day to consider. You can even use your dreams to consider and plan. But you just need that 1 hour in the day that yes, there we go. That little bit of time where you throw yourself into your project, and you make that little bit of headway. It's all that is required. It's all that is required. Okay, with that, let's put a ribbon on it. Take care of yourselves. I will see you tomorrow. It's not normal that I miss a day. I will be back tomorrow. Tomorrow I will probably either be doing cross stitch, or I may be doing some art for this project here. So take care and see you when I see you.
Rock it like you so.